These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on Monday, June 10th, because it's after midnight, because Jayson Tatum took his time getting to the podium. But that's not new. That's not news. That happens every time. But we are here after game 2 of the NBA Finals. Celtics earning a win, go up 2-0 in the series, up 105 to 90, or excuse me, win 105 to 98 in what was a pretty tightly contested game until the third quarter, where the Celtics pulled away. Mavericks made their runs in the second half, but the Celtics just stayed an arm's length away the entire time, even after a little Luka push in the final few minutes. Still managed to pull out the win. They led for the whole game after a certain point. For like 2 minutes into the third, they took the lead and never gave it up again. Big time performance from Jrue Holiday, which I'm sure we'll talk about. But Sam, Celtics up 2-0 in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, this was a game. From the jump, you knew that Dallas had come to play. They looked completely different in the first quarter of this game. They looked very engaged on defense. They were energetic. They were flying around. Luka and Kyrie were making shots. And the Celtics didn't exactly come out of the gates the same way. They had moments. Jaylen Brown had maybe the most impressive fast break move I've seen from anybody on the Celtics, where he did the over-the-top crossover and then had the two-handed dunk, and Maxi Kleber was like no interest in jumping with him. But it was a great energetic play, got the crowd going. And it was a game where the Celtics didn't make any threes yet, still managed to control or be in a lot of the game, right? Like we were watching this game happen. Everybody on Twitter's talking about it. I'm watching my parents. And it's like, they haven't made a three in the first quarter. Wait, they're only down one? Luka has how many points? Like, all of these things were happening that would be like, oh, there's no shot the Celtics are in this game, right? Like, Luka's cooking. They can't make a three. But no, you look up at the end of the first, they're down, I think, 3 because they made the dumbest foul of all time on Josh Green. Jumped on a pump fake at a buzzer-beating 3, and he gets 3 free throws. And then, like you said, they just kind of got it together. They went into the half up 3. And then they come out of the third quarter and they go back and forth with the Mavs, right? Like, this is a situation that many of the national experts would have told you that they would not have fared well in when they need to trade baskets. Now, this wasn't the end of game trading baskets, but it was still trading baskets because Luka was possessed. They did a good job of moving the ball around. Yet Dallas's defense never, to me, looked like it could get a stop. Like, even in the fourth quarter, when the Celtics made me want to put my head in the microwave, it really wasn't Dallas's defense. It was more of like that
they
weird...
missed pretty good looks. I thought they missed pretty good looks at the end of the fourth quarter. It sucked that they missed them, but I don't think they were bad shots.
The fourth quarter was just weird. Like, it felt like the ball didn't move as much. There were a couple ambitious dunk attempts from Tatum in that stretch.
I turned. I was talking. I forget if I was talking to Bobby or whoever. I turned. I said, that motherfucker thought he was Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
He tried to throw it in. But
he had some very optimistic attempts at the dunks. But overall, like, they did a good job. Like, they did a good job of matching those baskets with Dallas, and they pulled away in the third quarter. And you had the most incredible defensive combination from Holiday and White getting that steal where they almost forced the 8-second violation, and then Luka had to panic and just said, fuck it, somebody's down there somewhere, as an NFL quarterback would do, and Derek White picked it, and Drew got a 3.
That was an horrendous Luka sequence.
Like, no, it was on PJ, right?
No. I'm saying, like, the sequence. Like, he made that play, and I get the 8-second violation. I didn't really even realize that in the moment. But then Jrue Holiday just steps into a 3. Luka just stands there. It's like, yeah, go ahead. Doesn't even, like, try to get anywhere close to him. Like it was just Luka, for as much as he was, like, cooking in the first half, which he was. He had a great first half. He was horrendous in the second half. Yeah. He was terrible.
He's out of shape. He runs out of gas, dude. That's what happens, especially when the Celtics, the entire game, made a point to go at him on defense. And for the first 3 quarters, he was a cone. Then he decided he wanted to try on defense in the fourth quarter, which was kind of funny. But, like, he was just getting blown past. Tatum was getting all these assists because he was getting past Luka. The center had to help. And then Mavs got caught in rotation. His defense being poor at the point of attack is the reason why Tatum had such a great assist game. They had no answer for him. They were getting Luka in the switch, and he was getting cooked defensively. It was something we talked about leading up to this series. Yeah, him and Kyrie tried on defense throughout the playoffs. They tried it in this game on defense. The fact of the matter is they are just not great defenders, and it hurts. In today's NBA, it's going to hurt you because mismatch hunting is everybody's favorite offensive method.
Yeah. I want to talk about Jrue Holiday. It's been 5 minutes.
Hell
We were
yes.
talking about him 5 minutes ago. This dude rocks, man. I mean, just everything you could want from him in this game. 26 points, team high. 11 rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds, team high. 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. 11 of 14 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. For all the crap Jayson Tatum was going to get, he just kept finding Jrue Holiday. He would see 2, Jrue Holiday'd be there. Jaylen Brown would see 2, Jrue Holiday'd be there. Celtics running in transition, Jrue Holiday's there. Like, Jrue Holiday just lived in the paint. He lived off cuts. Every time the Mavericks, like, helped 2 to the ball or they sent pressure on drives, like, Jrue Holiday's like, yep, here I go. My turn. Layup time. Like, he was running layup lines. And his ability to his ability to adapt to this new role on this team is something I'm going to write about. I asked everyone about it, and it just seems like he has had this willingness to do whatever it takes. And he said that throughout the season. I asked Derek White, like, in particular, like, what is that like? What's it been like? He goes, I want to find the quote and I can pull it up here quick because NBA transcribes him. But he had this great quote about Jrue Holiday joining the team and just being willing to do whatever. And so I asked, like, you guys seem to have gelled really well with Jrue and KP. That's 2 big additions. What moment in time throughout the season was there a moment in time that you noticed your chemistry, or was it like an instant thing? And he talked about, he said, he could have come in and said, I'm Jrue Holiday. And I would have been like, yeah, you are Jrue Holiday 100%. And like, let him have that role. But he just kind of did it a little different than what he's done the last few years. And we just, each game we got more comfortable. I love being teammates with both of them. And Tatum and talked about how, like, I asked Jrue about it. He said, the guys would come up to me throughout the season and tell me what they wanted from me and help me get acclimated. Tatum said, I would just go to him and say, be yourself. Like, they have really just embraced Jrue Holiday for being Jrue Holiday. And he was awesome in Milwaukee, obviously an all-star last year. But the beautiful thing about this team, and I wrote about it with Jaylen and his transition buckets and aggressiveness, and that from that perspective, is there's so much talent that everyone can only focus on the things that they do best. For Jrue Holiday, that is getting inside, bullying people in the post, cutting off the ball, hitting corner threes, and playing great defense. He doesn't have to handle the ball as much. He doesn't have to worry as much about playmaking for others, running the pick and roll, all that stuff. He can just do the things that he's best at, and he did that in this game. And by just doing the things he needs to do, he had one of his best games of the season and led the Celtics to a Game 2 win in the finals.
Jrue Holiday rocks. He has become my favorite Celtic. I may actually purchase a jersey of Jrue Holiday's. We'll see. I don't really wear jerseys, so it's kind of pointless, but it could hang in the background. He has been tremendous throughout the playoffs. He got off to a weird start against Miami, but ever since then, he has completely eclipsed any, hey, this guy is a playoff, what do they call them? Playoff disappear, like, what do they call them? He doesn't play well in the playoffs.
Yeah. I don't know. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't think of the word.
You know what I mean? Yeah, there's like some phrase people say. They say playoff riser, but there's an opposite.
Choker?
I don't think it's choker.
Ask Bobby while you talk.
Anything, he's not that. I mean, he's been unbelievable for the Celtics. He's been a playoff riser. He's somebody that the Milwaukee Bucks fans have to be sick watching lead and gel a Celtics team together as they push for the 18th championship. He looks incredible. He shot 78% in this game. Is Jrue Holiday the greatest dunker spot guy of all time? He might be. He's just sitting there on the baseline waiting for Tatum to dish it to him on the drive, and he just simply does not miss shots in the paint. Something that everybody cried about over the summer when the trade happened. This guy can't finish around the rim. He's not good finishing. Even at the beginning of the season, all you heard was how he doesn't make layups. That's all he did today. He's been unbelievable. He's so reliable. If you need somebody to get a bucket in the paint, he's patient. He makes the right move. He's good at playing out of the post, even against big guys. He has been an X factor to the playoff run. Shout out to Jrue Holiday. Incredible work.
I know you mocked this question on Twitter, but I think it's a good thing. Like, 2 games into the postseason, and there's genuinely zero favorite for Finals MVP, and that's a testament to how perfect the Celtics have been playing basketball. Like,
PrizePicks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than 5 million members. It is the most fun and exciting way to get in on the action while you watch your favorite sports and players. You just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats for a shot to win up 100 times your cash. With PrizePicks, you could turn $10 into $1,000 in a single game watching your favorite sports this summer. You can make a PrizePicks lineup in as little as 60 seconds. You just need to pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you're locked in. Now, if you're looking for promotions, PrizePicks has got you covered every week, from lowering select player stats projections on Tuesdays, which increases your chance of getting a win, to getting your entry fees back if you have a losing lineup on Fridays. The finals mean more on PrizePicks, and so do the star players. You get boosted playoffs on selected basketball stars that you won't find anywhere else. Now, this week on PrizePicks, I'm looking at Jayson Tatum, more than 26.5 points. Jaylen Brown, more than 3 threes, which may be aggressive, but I'm running with that. Download that app today and use a code CLNS for a deposit match up to $100. PrizePicks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
I truly think the Celtics saw the Eastern Conference, said, we don't really have to try that hard. Coasted through it, and now they're playing their best brand of basketball, and you can see it. And I said this when we were watching the game. It feels like game 2 was what it looks like when both teams are playing their best brand of basketball. Like game 1 was obviously, the Mavs didn't play well. Like the Celtics played, stopped them well, but the Mavs didn't play their top tier basketball. Obviously, the shots weren't falling, and so you can say, well, the Celtics didn't shoot well from 3, but I'm talking about the process. Like, they took a lot of great threes. They just didn't make the right clip of them. This felt like both teams playing their brand of basketball to really, at the level that they should play it, and it was, the Mavs made the runs, but it was pretty, clear Celtics win. They got I don't want to call it comfortable, but it got down to 5 with 4 minutes left, and then they stretch it back out to 7 and whatever. The Celtics won the game. And I saw a guy on Twitter put out a chart of this is how I think the series will go. It'll be 1 game's a Tatum game. That's when the Celtics win. One's the one Jaylen game. That's what they win. One's the Luka game. The Mavs win. One is the Celtics shoot bad from 3 game. And it was the Mavs were supposed to win that game, but they didn't. The Celtics still won the game. And that's big. And I think a big part of it is Jayson and Jaylen, and I'll lump them together. Their playmaking was so incredible in this game. Jaylen had the efficient scoring, 8 of 15 from the field. Didn't shoot well from 3, though, 1 of 5. Tatum, bad shooting night, 6 of 22, 1 of 7. But he had 12 assists, and Jaylen had 7 assists. Jayson Tatum's, I tweeted it earlier in the game, some of those passes he was making to Jrue Holiday were not easy passes. This wasn't see the double, oh, yeah, let me just pass it over them, or let me just pass it over. This was let me weave in between 2 people, contort my body, find a way to hook it. He was doing some incredible stuff in the paint, 1-2 passes with Jrue Holiday, all that stuff. His playmaking was awesome, and I'll again include Jaylen in that. His playmaking was just as good, and the fact that those 2 are capable of seeing the pressure that Dallas is throwing at them and just making that right play, if that's the style of basketball the Mavericks choose to play, they're probably not going to win.
Dallas is left with a choice. Every time they are on defense, they are left with a choice, because Tatum has made it apparent he is able to find the right guy, whoever's open. Even some of these kick-out passes he's making, as you're watching on TV, and I know you've been there, it's not the guy that I see. It's oh, wait, I didn't even notice that guy was open. Great find. He has proven to Dallas that he is going to make them pay if they're sending help on drives. He has not quite proven that he's going to make them pay if he gets a look at the rim on drives, especially in this game. He missed some layups that he usually makes. But seriously,
3-and-1, though.
Yeah, that was the only shot he could make the entire game.
I know.
Somebody needed to slap the shit out of Tatum for him to put the ball in the basket.
It was wild.
He did a great job of making them pay when they sent the help with the center. Whether it was Holiday in the dunker spot, these kick out to threes. I was texting somebody about this. How many assists do you think he would have had if they actually made threes today? They missed 1 billion threes, and they got great looks. They were trying to pump it up on the broadcast like the Mavs are playing great defense at the beginning of this game. They weren't. These guys were missing open looks, and it was semi-frustrating because you really felt like they could have ballooned a lead if they made their threes, but they didn't. Shout out to Tatum. He has made really great decisions on the drive. The one nitpick concern I have about these passes, the man loves to leave his feet. It feels like this might get him at some point, but it hasn't yet. He only had 3 turnovers today. He had 6 in the first game, so he's trended in the right direction in that sense. I can't really complain about that. The only complaint I have about Tatum tonight is not even the missed shots. There were just a couple bad read-the-room possessions. In the fourth quarter, he had the weird fadeaway elbow shot when they were kind of reeling, and then he tried to dunk on people twice that he had no chance of dunking the ball. Besides that, his shots didn't feel too forced today. He had 1 sidestep 3 in the first half that made the heart monitor thread. But besides that, pretty good game from Tatum.
All of his other threes were catch and shoot. And I was like, come on, like give him one. I was sitting there like,
no, that's the thing. Like I was like, oh, like not the worst.
You just can't find it. You just can't find the range. It's frustrating because
he has most
of them are good looks. It's so annoying.
As much as it sucks, like Tatum's just not a great 3-point shooter. He's streaky, and that's okay. He does so many other things great. He's just not somebody that is like Mr. 3-pointer, which is just fine.
He's streaky. I don't think it's fair to say he's not a good 3-point shooter. I think he's a streaky 3-point shooter. I think those are different. He's not consistent, maybe, but I mean, I don't know.
He's streaky.
He's streaky. Derek White, slow start, ended up being very good game from him. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. I mean, this dude's everywhere. He had one of the biggest plays of the game. Made his threes. That's what you need from him. He's really just turned into a floor spacer. He handled the ball a bit more in this game. Hit a couple floaters. Hit a couple middies. That was fun. He's been great to watch in this series. And I mean, I'll lump in Al Horford too. 5.7 rebounds, 2 assists, did a little bit of everything. Not the biggest Al Horford game, but he just did what he needed to do. Played solid defense and was good. So those two were Derek White obviously the more impactful, but I'll lump them together because they didn't really jump out as much as the rest of the guys.
Felt like Horford got some big boards in this game. I mean, there were a lot of big rebounds to be had in this one, to be fair, because there were several stretches
no one's
where
making anything.
yeah, like you just needed to close out these defensive possessions. Like there was a stretch in the first quarter where Dallas kind of got on the offensive glass that made you kick yourself. But Horford did a great job, specifically towards the end of this game when the Celtics were reeling a bit, getting on the glass. Holiday with 11 is fantastic. That's found money. Anytime you're getting that many rebounds from a guard that's not stat padding, it's pretty unbelievable. Like these were not, hey guys, I'm trying to get a triple double. Everybody fuck off so I can get the rebounds. Like, no, he was in there fighting with people for offensive rebounds and in defensive rebounds. 4 offensive rebounds for Holiday is unbelievable. I just loved a lot of the effort stuff from the Celtics today. This was not a game that they were going to let Dallas take away from them. They kind of got out efforted in the first quarter. Sorry, JJ Redick. But overall, they showed up big time. Well, JJ went on Felger and Maz, and like they were like, "Do you think they could get outworked in the finals?" And he was like so mad. He was like, "Nobody's getting outworked at this point of the season. You're there, you want it." That's not really what I mean by this, but Dallas clearly came out with like a chip on their shoulder, and it took the Celtics a minute to match the intensity. I want to talk about Jaylen.
Dallas also made it. Yeah,
he has.
You can talk about Jaylen.
To me, taken on a leadership role. He was mic'd up today, for what it's worth. So these guys get mic'd up, they get a little excited. Derek Lively was talking about like how it's a great day, like just how great of a day it was pregame, just so he had something on the mic. Jaylen, the stuff he's saying in press conferences, his actions on the floor, the energy he's bringing to this team, the way he's like calling out the crowd to come out and be there and be loud. It just seems like we're unlocking a new level of Jaylen. And I really like that it's happening in the finals. He's been tremendous. His intensity has been great. He helped chase down PJ Washington, might have fouled him, might have pushed him. I truly think that was a missed foul, unfortunately, on the block. Jaylen pushes him. PJ goes up. The momentum has him hit the rim. And then the block happens instead of where he thought his jump would be. But Jaylen has been tremendous in this playoff run. He was tremendous in game 1. He was tremendous in the conference finals. He was at the forefront of all the criticism last year, along with Joe Mazzulla, who's also been fantastic. And he came back ready to battle.
Yeah, Jaylen's been that type of leader all season. Like you just see the way he plays. You see the way that he's locked in. You see the way that he just refuses to accept any semblance of praise or happiness or anything. He is fully like, I don't care about anything except winning a championship, and that's all I'm going to care about. And honestly, if and when they do win, curious to see how he reacts, because we haven't seen emotion out of him all season. So I don't know what it's going to look like if and when they actually do it. Yeah, he's been a leader all year. Yeah, I mean, like we've talked about, like it's the old, vocal leader versus, silent leader. Jaylen has taken on the I'm going to be a vocal leader on this team role. And that's what the Celtics need from him. And he's provided that, and he deserves a ton of credit for bringing that. And so, yeah, obviously, like, shout out Jaylen. Jaylen's been great. I think he's really found a niche within this Celtics team. And heading into the season, one of the big things was like, how will Jaylen adapt to being, is he the fourth guy? Is he the fifth guy? Is he the sixth? Like, what it doesn't matter. Like, he has found a way to be effective. And that way is he's going to run in transition. He's going to focus on driving. He's going to get to the paint, and he's going to use his new playmaking skills to work out of those situations. And you've seen that in the finals. You've seen that in the playoffs. Eastern Conference Finals MVP for a reason, right? So it's been a joy to watch him grow, a joy to watch him lead in the way he has this season. So shout out JB. He's been super fun.
I love all of this Tatum discourse where like people online are getting so mad / so aroused that he's not doing a whole lot of scoring or taking over games. So they can be like, this guy has too much help or whatever. Nobody here gives a fuck. We're all thrilled. They're up 2-0. He's done what he's needed to do. If you need Tatum to go out there and just be Rondo for games 3 and 4, or however many more games are going to be in this series, the fuck if I care. I don't care. Go ahead. Pass the ball. If everybody else has it going and they're going to leave everybody else open because they want to send 5 bodies at Tatum, let them do it. I don't think any of us are sitting here crying because people are like, look how much better Luka's playing than Tatum. He's playing great. Luka had a great first half in this game. The wheels came off. He doesn't play defense. He looked exhausted at the end. He couldn't do anything in the fourth quarter offensively because he had to use the very limited amount of energy he had on defense. Who would you rather have?
That was a nasty pause. That was a sick one. That got my ass so good. Tatum said that much after the game. John Carlos asked him, like, have you grown as a playmaker, all that stuff. Like, he said, if I need to have 16 potential assists every night, and that's what puts us in the best position to win, and it doesn't mean I'm a leading scorer, by all means, if it gives us the best chance to win, sign me up. He doesn't give a shit. No one here cares. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if he's scoring. I mean, he in the same press conference, he did, and I quote, say,
did he say golly? Did that happen?
Yeah, there are going to be times where I need to score, and obviously I need to shoot better. Golly. Like, he's sitting there like, shit, bro. God damn. Like, can't get anything to fall. So, like, he knows. He's not oblivious. He's not just like, yeah, I'm going to keep shooting. Like, no, he's going to do what it takes to win. Obviously, he wants to make shots.
GameTime makes getting NBA Finals tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the GameTime app actually go down the closer it gets to the tip-off. Like right now, I was looking on the app, and it's really easy to use. Just download the app. Lots of pictures for us sports fans. Lots of pictures. And, the tickets for Celtics Game 1 and whoever they play, between $600-$700. But the closer you get to actual tip time, it's going to go down. So you and your friends may do a last-minute thing. And I know it's a lot of money, but maybe it's 2-3 of your friends. Last-minute trip, boom, let's go. Let's see what the tickets are on GameTime. You never know. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, GameTime takes the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets. Last-minute tickets, flash deals, zone deals. Okay, here's the deal. Last-minute deals save up to 60% off buying last-minute for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, etc. Now, the flash dealers save even more with exclusive in-app deals on select seats ahead of the game or the event. Save even more when you choose a section for the zone deals. You choose a section, let GameTime choose the seats. Sounds pretty good to me. Take the guesswork out of buying NBA Finals tickets with GameTime. Download the GameTime app, create an account, Use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Download GameTime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
He's tough time to slump. And for what it's worth, Tatum's having a huge playoff shooting slump, and they're 14-2 in the playoffs. So I don't think he gives a shit. I don't think he cares. Like he's probably frustrated and wants to be better. But I mean, man, how upset can you be when you've had this level of success? Like, I think he's happy to do whatever it takes to win and be happy.
As he should.
Exactly. What else? Oh, Kristaps. Played fine. It wasn't nearly as, bang in your face effective as game one was. 4-7 from the field, 4-4 from 2, 0 of 3 from 3. Made his 4 free throws, had 12 points, 4 rebounds off the bench. Had 2 blocks. That interior presence continues to be good. I didn't even see the injury. What did you say?
Blocks were loud, by the way.
They were
massive spots, loud rejections, big momentum plays.
But he got hurt. I didn't even see it. We didn't notice it upstairs. But did you see what happened? Did you see how I had people text me like he went back to the locker room, etc. We didn't catch any of that from where we were sitting.
So what happened was he closed it on PJ Washington.
Fourth quarter.
Washington hits the front rim from the corner. Washington crashes the glass. As he crashes, the two have their legs get tangled up, and Porzingis falls and goes to break his fall with his right leg. There is no twist. There's no apparent oh, yeah, that's what hurt. I think it was more of I have a dead leg or something. Like, it didn't seem like oh my God, my season is over moment. And obviously the way that he and Joe communicated with you guys tonight would also indicate that his season is not over. But he clearly looked like he was laboring a little bit after. And I'll tell you what, Doris Burke gave us the fucking scowl treatment on that one. She was so excited about him being
really?
Yeah.
Brutal. Yeah, Joe said after the game, are you concerned his injury? He said no, 0. He's fine. And then when asked about will he play or can he play in game 3, Kristaps says, I will die out there. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a sports psychologist, not any of that. Sounds like he's going to play in game 3.
Yeah.
Hey, take my word for it if you want, but it sounds like he's going to make his best effort to get out there. Sam Hauser can't shoot again. Super fun.
Time to watch YouTube.
And then Peyton Pritchard made the biggest shot of the night. Joe Mazzulla. So
play the game.
Bobby Manning asked, open the press conference, how much more equipped does Jayson look to handle his shooting struggles and his playmaking? How important is it to have Jrue in the dunker spot? And Joe just goes, yeah, before that, I think the play of the game can't go unnoticed. The humility of our team is Peyton Pritchard's shot at the end of the quarter. You see guys around the league pass up that shot because they don't want to get their numbers messed up. He takes pride in taking that. That's first and foremost. That should have been the first question, et cetera, et cetera. Just really praised Pritchard for making that shot. And then Jaylen came in later and said, yeah, I think he checked himself into the game, which is just the most Peyton Pritchard, by the way, who played 12 minutes in this game. In the fourth quarter was 3 of those. And then in the third quarter, he got a little bit of run. And by a little bit of run, he played 3 seconds. Those were his only seconds of the third quarter. He said, let me in the game. I want to shoot this shot.
It's Peyton Pritchard time. Peyton Pritchard, literally.
For a team with Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Jrue Holiday, Derek White, Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford, for this motherfucker to check himself into the game and say, I'm taking this shot. You know the worst part? On those Kyrie free throws, I wanted to beat the line to the bathroom, so I went to the bathroom, and I did not.
Oh, you missed it?
I didn't see the Peyton Pritchard shot. But I heard the cheer from the bathroom, and I was like, I knew I was going to miss some fucking stupid shit. But what a shout out Pritchard. Shout out Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah, brass balls Pritchard strikes again. He's been unbelievable in big moments in this playoff run. And to be honest with you, this was a big spot. Dallas had cut the lead down to 6. it was at 12 with a couple minutes to
Mm.
play, and that shot really made a difference. I mean, especially how this game ended. It was at 5 at one point. If he had not made that, it would have been down to 2 as PJ Washington went for that dunk instead of 5. So big ups to Peyton Pritchard. He played a pretty solid game. Played some decent defense too. Like they're trying to target him, and Luka got a basket or 2 on him, but he was not like a stick out like a sore thumb defensive liability. He was just a regular defensive liability every once in a while.
Yeah. He had a really good, like you mentioned, I think you mentioned it, possession on Luka defensively, where he got that stop too. What a good game, man. They're playing the right way in the this Celtics team offensively looks completely different than they've looked the entire playoffs.
They're just playing like a college team.
I know. They just look like they started trying. Man, it's phenomenal. They shut down Luka. Luka was horrendous in that second half. In the first half, he was cooking. He had 13. Sorry, look at the quarter. First half, Luka Doncic had 23 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 9 of 13, 3 of 6. Second half, 9 points, 3 of 8, 1 of 3. 8 rebounds, 8 assists, which was better. 5 turnovers. Like the Celtics did a great job of pressuring him and forcing him into making some dumb decisions. They targeted him on defense, like you mentioned earlier. So that was big. He did some nice plays. He got Daniel Gafford involved a little bit. Had those lobs cooking, which wasn't there in game 1. So I mean, I guess they did find like a little bit more than they had in the first game. But then also, Kyrie, just another game where it's just nothing there. 16 points, 6 assists, 7 of 18, 0 of 3. He had a hot start. First quarter, came out, shot 4 of 5. After the first quarter, he was 3 of 13.
It's heartbreaking.
Nothing.
You really don't root for stuff like this. It's devastating. Luka, by the way, awful body language guy. He just mopes around.
Press conference guy. Dude, we're sitting there waiting for Tatum for a million years. No, but his transcript was available 10 minutes after the game. Like he just got up, got out, see you later, gone. Apparently, like from reading it, all of his answers were just like, yeah, we need. He was asked like, what do you need to do better? He goes, we need to score more points. Thanks, Luka. Good job.
He's dejected. He even got in like a little shouting match with Wick, and it didn't do enough to fuel his flames.
He denied that, by the way.
Did he deny it, or he just didn't know that was the owner?
He denied it. Well, he said they asked him like, you look like you got in a shouting match with the Celtics owner. Like, what happened there? He goes, I'm sorry, I don't know who the Celtics owner is. And then he was asked, was there somebody in the first row that you were having an exchange with? He said no.
Well, that's just not true.
I know. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying he said no. Yeah, man.
Yeah, he didn't get to play evil villain on the road this series. Luka was undefeated in game 2s heading into this. That's all we heard about. Well, Fat Slob didn't want to play defense and really cost the team because it let Tatum get all the assists.
Celtics up 2-0, Sam. 2-0 in the NBA Finals, baby. Here we go.
Great news.
Big news. All right. Any final thoughts? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. All right. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to How About Them Celtics. I'll let Sam take it out.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel like Jack said. We've got new content every morning at 5 a.m. for you, whether it's these game recaps morning after each game, full pods Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. We'll have one tomorrow. And other videos in between to keep you busy. We've got you covered. We also have Talking C's live streams, typically Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Don't think there's going to be one tomorrow. Everybody's traveling. Might not even be...
We do need to talk about this quickly. Bobby, would you like to share your pregame story on the How About Them Celtics podcast?
Oh, let's hear this.
He flipped me off, so we'll talk off the air. Never mind. Okay. Bobby, no Talking C's tomorrow. Keep going.
No Talking C's. If there's Celtics at the round table this week on Tuesday, I probably won't be there, but it's there. And streams, pregame, half hour before every single game, Jack and I are there to calm the nerves with some nonsense. So come hang out, subscribe, leave a like, tell us what you thought of the game in the comments. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple if you're more of an audio platform person. Pods, game recaps, right there for you. Give us a follow. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that. Email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. You know you have something to say about this game. I'm sure you do. Big one. you can email us there. We love to hear from you. Big part of the show. We'll be recording tomorrow morning, so get those in. Jack's got a flight to catch. You can find us on socials at How About Them C's, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook's the name of the pod. Streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter is Jack's1NBA. You can follow him for great coverage. He's been at all the playoff games. He's at all the games. He's at the press conferences. You're going to get your quotes there. You can make your little quote cards. You can follow me. I'll ship post memes. It's Sam LaFrance, NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.
That is bogus. These guys are ridiculous.